Hola, this is Dino Delano. All right, today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, the ego. And as you see, it says right up there, kind of above my head, ego is not the problem. You know, ever since Sigmund Freud created that whole terminology about the id, the ego, the superego, and so on, we have psychologists, we have people, we have human beings talking about the ego as if they knew what it was. And I'm not saying that some don't have an insight, so don't misunderstand me. But, you know, somebody goes to war, they carry a big gun, or they have big muscles, they say, oh, wow, what an ego that guy's got. Or that kind of attitude. If you pull up pictures on the internet of the ego, you have all of these horror kinds of photos and so on. It's really kind of humorous. So what I wanted to do today is I want to show you a picture of the ego. Hold on, just a moment. It's coming. It's coming. Come on, I had to take my glasses off. Here you go. Here is a picture of the ego. Woo! Off, on, off, on. Yeah, that was a picture of the ego. You see what the ego is? It is a filter. Let's say that again. The ego is a filter for your beliefs. In other words, whatever you believe, let's say it in a very simplistic way. If you believe that the earth is a horrible place, if you believe that the earth is dangerous, if you believe that life is dangerous, if you believe that God is after you, like many religions teach, if you believe that we should live in fear, so on, that is the face that you will wear. That is the face that you will project. That is what you will make up of your ego. Your ego will be made up of those beliefs. It will be made up of those filters. That is how you will see the world, how you will experience. Conversely, if you think the earth is fulfilling, if you think that it feeds you, if you feel that it gives you the breath that you take, if you feel that it is wonderful and beautiful and so on, that will be the ego again that you will project into the world. In fact, it is also the ego that other people will see. That's how they'll see you, right? You are seen by what you believe. Now, one of the major problems, of course, is when you attack the ego, you're literally attacking yourself. In the process of attacking the ego, that is also a form of self-hate. Right? Self-hate creates a huge amount of disruption in the mind-body system. But also understand that people learned how to self-hate. Religions have a wonderful way of teaching self-hate by teaching that people are above nature, that they're beyond nature, that they are superior to nature. Now, if you're really superior to nature, that literally sets you apart from the creation of life, sets you apart in that sense from the Creator. You are now dichotomized. You are now split from that which is within you, split from that which you are. If you believe that nature is fundamentally good, conversely, now you will have a sense of connection to nature, a sense of connection to the cosmos. In fact, if you have those kinds of belief systems, you will have a much deeper sense of self-worth and self-esteem. Let me say this in another way. If your beliefs are based on how much money that you have, your self-esteem is manipulated up and down like a yo-yo by all the advertisements. Because when they advertise that, whoa, in order to have the right look, you need to wear this. In order to have the right job, this is where you need to be. In order to be in the right place where you attract the ladies or attract the men, this is the car that you need to drive or the dress that you need to wear. Wow, guess who manipulates you? That's right. The advertisers manipulate you. What are some of the magazines that we see? Gentleman's Quarterly, right? some of the women's magazines, even some of the yoga magazines. I think yoga is a great process, by the way. But even some of those manipulate by showing all these beautiful bodies and so on. Well, if you don't have the beautiful body, oh wow, your ego begins to shrink. What shrinks, of course, is your self-esteem, because your self-esteem is being manipulated by the machine, by industry, by advertising, by the cosmetic companies, and so on. So if you will begin to change your belief structures and begin to perceive yourself as a part of nature, connected to nature, literally, every time you take a breath, whew, man, you're connected to nature. Every time you eat food, you are connected to nature. Every time you take a bath and drink water, ooh, man, you are connected to nature. If you begin to reinforce that understanding, reinforce that connection, not only reinforce it mentally, but also reinforce it in your feelings when you go out into nature, into the woods, on a walk in open space in the city that you might live in. Touch the leaves, touch the trees, feel what's around you. By doing that, you will bring yourself into a deeper and deeper and deeper connection with nature. And your self-esteem will grow much more solid. You'll have a solid foundation for your self-esteem. In other words, your self-esteem and self-worth will be connected to life, not to the images that we have been projected all of our life, and not also to the bullshit stories that we have been given by religions. Religions tell us that, to some degree, right? Some of them, not all of them, but that God is after us, that God is watching you, that you go to hell or purgatory, or what, all this kind of nonsense which literally splits the individual from themselves. So their ego becomes a part of that. In fact, what we might call this large ego that wants to carry a gun and shoot people and go to war and so on is an ego that is incredibly fragile. That's right, incredibly fragile. It is afraid of life. That fear creates that sense of this, because this is trying to overcome the fear. This is trying to overcome that feeling of vulnerability. So if you just relax, let go, allow yourself to be vulnerable, recognizing that you are connected to life. In fact, the deeper your connection to life, the deeper your sense of safety, so to speak. The deeper your sense of feeling connected. The deeper your sense of feeling, how should I say, secure within the world of what you are in. All right, that was a little bit about ego, and I thought that was a little bit of fun. If you have any comments, suggestions, please leave them. Also, I have a website which is called CoolZenHealing.com. You might want to take a look at some of my books on there and some of my ideas on there. There's also another website which is called Cool Healing Zen Blog, where there's a lot of articles posted on there and so on. All right, good being with you. This was kind of fun. Take care. Dino Delano.